Good morning, dear students. In the previous class, we discussed in Act 4, Scene 1 and in Part 1 that how the Duke of the city tried his best to convince Shylock to show mercy on Antonio by forgiving him of his offense. Shylock remained firm in his decision. I had told you in the previous class that we will continue Act 4, Scene 1 in the second part. So today we will begin that how and what was the reply of Shylock. I'll read for you. Shylock says, I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and by a holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit my bond. Shylock is very firm. He tells the Duke of the city that he has already informed him. He means the Duke of the city, what I purpose, what he intends, what is the intention of Shylock. His intention is very clear, that he is not going to forgive Antonio. Secondly, he gives the reason that by a holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit my bond. He makes it very clear in front of Duke of the city that he has already taken an oath of his holy Sabbath. That is, Sabbath means for the Jews it is a holy day. And suppose on that particular holy or sacred day, if the Jews would take any oath, they had to fulfill. Shylock, being the Jews, he had taken the oath that at no cost he is going to forgive or not going to receive money from Antonio. And if he happened to fail to give money, then he had to go through the penalty. And therefore he is warning the Duke of the city. He says, if you deny it, let the danger light upon your character and your city's freedom. You will ask me why I rather choose to have a weight of a carrion flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. See how Shylock is clever, dear students. He is making the Duke of the city get frightened. He says, if you deny me the justice, then people will question the character of yours. And not only the character of yours, you will also ruin the name of your city. According to the law, if in Venice, name of that city is Venice, in Venice, if any stranger had gone for legal action against the other person, that city had to give the justice to the stranger. Shylock was a stranger, whereas Antonio was of that city. So therefore, Shylock is trying to get frightened Duke of the city that if he happened to give the decision in favor of Antonio, not only his character will be spoiled, all the foreigners will have bad image of the law of the city of Venice. He also asks him, you may ask me that why I am taking a weight of carrion flesh than to receive the 3000 ducats. Carrion means rotten flesh. You still remember what was the agreement? If Antonio had to lapse the bond, Shylock had the right to take a pound of flesh from the body of Antonio. And therefore, he says the Duke of the city may think, why I want a rotten pound of flesh from the body of Antonio than to receive 3000 ducats. Shylock says, I have no reason to give. He says, I will not answer that, but say it is my humor. He says, I am not going to answer to that question. I may simply or plainly say that it is a fun for me, or this is the way I treat my enemies. Is that answer? Is it answered? So he is asking the Duke of the city, my answer is right for you or not? What if my house be troubled with the rat and I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it banned? What are you answered yet? He is giving the one more example to the Duke of the city. He says, suppose my house is troubled with the rat. Now he is considering Antonio as a rat who is always troubling him. He says, I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it banned. So he says, in that situation, Shylock has full freedom to spend not only 3,000 ducats, 10,000 ducats to poison that rat. Banned means to poison, to kill that rat. So he has full freedom. He says Antonio is like that kind of rat, that even if he leaves that rat, it is not a question of 3,000. If even he has to spend 10,000 ducats, he would spend, but he would kill that rat. Now he is asking the Duke of the city, I hope now you are given the proper answer by me. He also gives one more reason. He says, some men there are, love not a gaping pig, some that are mad if they behold a cat. Another, when the bagpipe sings in the nose, cannot contain themselves for affection, mistress of passion, sways it to the mood of what likes or loathes. See how clever Shylock is. He is giving the example of different people. He says there are some people, the moment they see the mouth of a gaping pig, your students not in India but mostly in Europe, what they do is they take a pig, especially the young pig, and they roast it. And once that pig is roasted, you can understand it opens its mouth like this. Like this, mouth is opened. And these fellows take the knife and cut from there and start eating. So Shylock says that some people, when they see that gaping pig, that such a way it has opened its mouth and it is laid on that table, they simply cannot have its sight. They get disgusted. They feel so bad. He says there are some people, they just see the cat, they start shouting, yelling. For them, sight of cat is very dangerous. Even in India, you know. Suppose we are traveling and suddenly cat happens to pass that way or cross that road. We stop. We are frightened. So some people have that also kind of a mania. They don't want to face that. He says, there are people, the moment they hear the shrill sound of the bagpipe, they cannot resist it. They don't want to hear it. He says there is no reason for them to do so. It's just because they feel like that. Mistress of passion, that the feelings arouse so forcefully that they cannot have its sight. And he says it depends on their mood, whether they like it or they hate it. Loves mean to hate, like mean to have a likeness of that person. He says in the same manner. Now for your answer, as there is no firm reason to be rendered why he cannot abide a gaping pig, why he a harmless necessary cat, why he a woolen bagpipe, but of forced must yield to such inevitable shame as to offend himself, being offended, so can I give no reason, nor I will not, more than a lost hate and a certain loathing I bear Antonio, that I follow thus a losing suit against him. Are you answered? See, look at Shylock. He says, nobody can question to that person that why he is not able to bear the sight of a gaping pig. Nobody can question that person why that person is not able to bear the sight of a harmless cat. He says nobody can question a person who is disturbed by hearing the noise or a shrill sound of bagpipe. Nobody can put them to shame. And he says it is better that before somebody puts us into shame, we should put them into shame. Himself being offended, let others to be offended. So therefore he says, I will give no reason, nor I will not. More than that, he says that he has a certain amount of loathing. Loathing means hatred. Mean he has lot of hatred towards Antonio. Because of that, he is in no mood to forgive Antonio. And now he asks, after giving him so many reasons, whom to give? He is giving the reasons to the Duke of the city, because already the trial scene has begun. And Duke of the city is asking Shylock that he should forgive Antonio. Antonio says, Shylock says, I will not forgive Antonio because he hates him. And therefore he asks the Duke of the city, now I hope that I have answered the question that you have asked for. And thereafter you see Bassanio, when he hears his argument, he says, there is no answer, thou unfeeling man, to excuse the current of cruelty. Bassanio is very much disturbed after hearing the argument of Shylock. He says this is not a proper answer what you have given, man. This is just you are unfeeling man, means you have no feeling towards your own human being or towards your own neighbor. You are simply giving the excuse because you are a cruel man who is full of hatred. And Shylock says, I am not bound to please thee with my answer. See, look at Shylock. Shylock is very, very clever. He says to Bassanio, I am not here bound that I should give you answer and you should be pleased with me. He says, I am not here to please you with my answer. Then Bassanio says, do all men kill the things they do not love? Bassanio also does not want to give up. He asks to Shylock, suppose a person does not love a thing, will all those things he will kill? Or do all men kill the things they do not love? Suppose you do not like somebody, do you have the right to go and kill that person? No. There is no way that we are not liking somebody, therefore we have to go and kill. Shylock says, hates any man the thing he would not kill. But Shylock has his own argument. He says, suppose you hate a person so much and still make that person to live, there is no way. He says, you should simply kill that person. You should simply murder that person whom you hate. Bassanio says, every offense is not a hate at first. Bassanio says, see my dear man, suppose somebody has committed a blunder, offense, or made a mistake, and the first mistake suppose somebody makes, that does not mean that we have to start hating that person. Shylock says, what? Wouldst thou have a serpent sting thee twice? Shylock says, my dear man, suppose a serpent has already stung you, or a serpent has already bitten you. Will you allow that serpent to sting you twice, means second time? Will you allow that serpent that it should come once more and bite you? He says, you will never allow. The moment you will see that serpent, you will kill. So, Shylock is comparing Antonio with the serpent. As serpent is very dangerous, so also for Shylock, Antonio is very dangerous. He does not want to give him the second chance. When Bassanio and Shylock, both of them were arguing, that time Antonio interferes. He says, I pray you, think you question with the Jew. You may as well go stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bait his usual height. Antonio knew the hard-heartedness of Shylock. He knew that Shylock had no feeling towards other human beings. He just wanted to kill others to become a powerful man. We also do the same thing. Suppose in our class, any student is doing better than us, we simply start creating a kind of hatred towards that person without having any reason. We do not talk to him, we avoid him, we do not join that group. Though person has done nothing wrong with us, but still we do that. Exactly as Shylock was doing. So therefore Antonio says to Bassanio, I pray you, I request you, do not question the Jew, because he is very hard-hearted person. He is exactly like the wave in the sea. He says, you may as well go and stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bait his usual height. He says, you are talking or you are arguing to that kind of person. Exactly, suppose a person goes at the beach and tells the very ferocious wave of the ocean not to go so fast or stop it, don't go too high. He says that wave will not hear that person. That person is fool, because wave will continue to do its duty. Second, he says, you may as well use question with the wolf. Why he hath made the ewe bleat for the lamb? As you may as well forbid the mountain pines to wig their high tops and to make no noise why they are fretted with the gusts of heaven, you may as well do anything most hard as seek to soften that, than which what's harder. Antonio has thoroughly understood Shylock. Therefore, he is advising Bassanio. He is saying that you are exactly doing like that. Suppose a wolf has taken away the young one of the sheep and devoured it. Don't you understand the meaning of devoured? Mean a hungry wolf took away the young one of the sheep, killed it, and has eaten it. He says nobody can go and ask the wolf, why did you make that mother of the lamb to cry? Because that is the nature of the wolf. He says nobody can go and tell the mountain pines not to wave so fast. He says they will make the noise. Because the gust of heaven the wind is so powerful. Therefore, the pine trees have no other option than to wave with the wind. So nobody can stop it. He says exactly in the same way. Shylock's heart has become so hard. If somebody wants to soften it, to make it little more soften or make it little more pure, it cannot be. Than which that what's harder. It has become too hard. It cannot be melted. Meaning that Shylock has made up his mind to kill Antonio at any cost. And he has developed a lot of hatred towards Antonio. Therefore, to convince Shylock, it is not a very easy job. So therefore, Antonio says to Bassanio, don't argue with this kind of person. He says, his Jewish heart, therefore I do beseech you, make no more offers, use no further means, but with all brief and plain conveniency, let me have judgment and the Jew his will. Antonio is very much convinced after hearing Shylock that Shylock is in no mood to give forgiveness to Antonio. He tells Bassanio, I beseech you, I beg you, please do not have or ask him any offers, or do not make him to give any offers or further means. Antonio accepts his defeat. He says, with all brief and plain conveniency, with all the simplicity, let me face the judgment and let Shylock's desire be fulfilled. Shylock wanted to kill Antonio or to take a pound of flesh from his body. Let him take. But Bassanio doesn't want to give up. He says, for 3,000 ducats here is 6. Bassanio says to Shylock that Antonio had taken, or Antonio was supposed to give only 3,000 ducats. Instead of 3,000 ducats, you take 6,000 ducats and leave or have mercy on Antonio. We will see in the third part of this scene what was the reply of Shylock. Dear students, I have made all my efforts to make you understand Act 4, Scene 1 and Part 2. I hope you have understood it very well. Still, if you have any doubt, please let me know when I take your class, so that you know this act very well and accordingly prepare yourself for the coming exam. Thank you. God bless you. Have a nice and wonderful